the capacitor replaced. Nope, we have not finished, have we? Hello and welcome to another Retro Crazy Mini Byte. A little while ago I did a video on about 6 PlayStation 1s or PS1s, and to be honest, these have been sat lying around. I haven't taken them back down to storage because I've been waiting to do the controllers. It's coming up to Christmas, I need to clear a lot of space, so time to get the controllers looked at and cleaned. So here's a pair of them. We've got a much earlier original without the analog sticks, and we've got an actual PS1 controller with analog sticks. Now, I've not actually checked these, I've no idea if they work, but we're going to give them a good clean, both inside and out, and see what happens at the end. So let's start off with what should be the easier one, which is the original without the analog sticks. So the original controller just has 8 screws, so let's pop them out. So as we can see, it's a very simple design. There's one circuit board, does look like there's a connector, one capacitor, some wires for the buttons. Yeah, there's not a lot to this, so let's strip the rest out and see what we're left with. And there we go. We've got lots of plastic components, some of which are quite disgusting, and that all needs cleaned. See it around here as well. Anybody that's worked on a Nintendo before will easily recognise this style of pad. The conductive pads, you can see, hopefully, once it focuses, they are a little bit shiny in places. So we'll give them a clean and a gentle going over with isopropyl alcohol. The shoulder switches are exactly the same thing, but again, there's a little bit of contamination in there, so we need to clean that out. The rest of the shoulder buttons, and that leaves us with the cable and the main board. And the main board on these is very basic. I'll give it a very gentle wipe over. There are some areas, I don't know if the camera will pick that up. There you are. You can see the circular marks where the carbon pads have been, so we'll give that a little bit of a clean up. And there is a capacitor here, no manufacturer's mark that I can see, but it's a 10 UF 16 volt, so we'll probably replace that too, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so first on the hit list is going to be popping all of this to the side and replacing this capacitor, giving the board a clean, and then putting this to the side, because all of this is going to get washed, with the exception of the contact pads, in hot soapy water with some washing up liquid and some Vanish Oxy Action. So with the capacitor replaced, the circuit board clean, and all the contact pads cleaned, we can reassemble. And with this one complete, let's move on and look at the next one. So moving on to the white PS1 controller, we're only on 7 screws, so let's pop this apart. So here we can see the evolution of the PSOne controller. We're now on to Rumble. We've got a much more convoluted circuit board. Ironically, the lower is fairly similar with the addition of this area. So let's pop this one to the side after popping the buttons out. And let's take this down a bit further. And there we are, that's it back down to its almost its component parts. So all the plastics will go to the side. Interestingly, the design between this and the original really hasn't changed much. What they have done is basically finish the boards a bit nicer. They've introduced a light pipe for an LED, so that takes the where the LED is shining, transfers it along the plastic so it appears in the right place. But again, it looks like potentially all these are fairly interchangeable, with some exceptions. So let's get all the plastics to the side, and again we'll clean up this bottom circuit board. If I carefully lift it over, give this a quick wipe down. There is a single capacitor tucked in there, and I'm going to put some deoxit into these points here because this is where the analog controllers work, and hopefully if there's any stick drift that will help resolve it. And now that I've covered myself and the circuit board in deoxit, it's time for reassembly. And there we go, it's like night and day. That's come up really nicely. So now that both of them are done, let's find out if they work. Well, here we are, we've got G-Police loaded, and first off I'm going to try the original controller. So let's get this inserted. And resume. Well, I never said I could fly, and you've got to remember I'm 90 degrees to the screen at the moment. So yeah. That definitely seems to be working. Okay, so let's hit. Oh, that does some weird and wonderful views. And all buttons work perfectly. Obviously there is no rumble, so let's pop this out. And let's go over to the actual PSOne controller. I may need to just pull out a bit of cable here, and let's get this in. And okay. So the analog button lights up. And there's no movement from that at all, lovely. definitely can't play this. However, that is working exactly as it should, so that's superb. Job is done. So, thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Retro Crazy or Retro Crazy Mini Byte.